What's going on, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. You know, y'all can tell by the title. I saw a few things and listened to a few things from social media and the media, and I've been thinking about it. And I think black women are frustrated with starting to get treated like black men. And what I mean by that is, if you notice, black men, we have a history in America of persevering and achieving in spite of. And I think there came a point where black men were talking about our adversities, and black women thought that the adversities weren't real, or they were getting excuses, and in some ways thinking, you know what, the men are soft, or the men are weak, and I could do this on my by myself. I don't need, I don't believe what you're saying. So one of the first things I saw was there were like seven black women who were in very high positions. And, you know, oh, I ain't even talking about, I'm going to stop. You know what? That boss that you got, Faith, that's the dude that be helping you out. He wasn't oppressing you. And what's happening? Prometheus, what's happening? What's up, Unc? And the seven women all left Wells Fargo to go to other places because of the racial, um, how can I say, the racial makeup of the job. And they wanted to go somewhere where they felt like they weren't getting held back or disrespected because of their race. And I thought about it, like when I was reading the article, I was like, I mean, these women, I know they had to know, because when I think about the educational aspect, us as black men, we've said, schools treat us a certain way. And I think the women, the, when they're little girls, they don't understand it. So they don't understand how school is set up unfairly against boys in the first place, regardless of race. It's not necessarily built for male learning. But when you bring race into it, you create a whole nother animal. So when the women are going to school and getting their education, Jay, what's happening? I'm thinking they figure, once I get an education, I'm on par with these guys who were just playing around. And I think now they're starting to see that, oh, these guys weren't playing around. There's the glass ceiling that some of these guys was talking about is real. The hiring practices are real. Prime time, what's happening? You know, yeah, I know, Prime. Reem, what's up? You know, they say these, the glass ceiling, like I said, is real. The hiring practice is real. The farther you go up, the totem pole is not just the level of stress. It's coming to a point where you find out that you're getting paid half as much as somebody else who's, could be making 25, 50, 100% more than you, and you're doing actually their job. Uh-oh, I hear you, Emma. So the stuff that the men were saying years ago, like, look, this is what's going on, this was going on, they didn't want to hear it. And I'm seeing the frustration because now, the American dream. Paul, what's up? Prime time, thanks, fam. You know, now you seeing women are seeing the American dream ain't as easy as they thought it was. You know, because me personally, I used to wonder why women were so upset. And as you got older, The strong and independent thing didn't happen when I was in high school. I think that happened when I was in college. But the idea that, I'm better than you, and the guys are like, look, this is not how the real world works. And the girls thinking it's gonna be something different. So now anime was popping. Now it's not anything different. Because just like back in the day, people think about the civil rights movement as a movement that was inclusive to everybody. Actually, it wasn't. And what I mean by that is other groups participated when it was convenient. And people forget, black people approach Hispanics about in the civil rights movement. They sat out of it. You know, the Jewish community, they wanted to get involved in the business aspect behind the scenes, while the black men or the black predominantly black men were on the front lines, and they didn't face any of the real backlash. You know, so when it came down to it, everybody else benefited. Yeah, I can't really say I don't know if Asians was around, but I don't even think they were, you know, because I think America still didn't call Asians Asians. I think they was calling Asians Orientals at the time, and so I ain't, but I'm gonna take your word for it, Unc. I just realized who wrote that. You know, so this being an inclusive thing on the back end, black men in particular learn that we all we got. Thus, you get to the future, you get years later, you get to people like Amos Wilson, and John Henrik Clark expressing that. And I think now you're dealing with the women who, in this aspect of like, you know, we're women. As women, we're gonna work together as women. And the same thing that wound up happening to the men in the '60s in the civil rights movement, the women are learning today. You know, oh, these people aren't really my friend. They said we all together, or we thought we was all together to get some type of equality or power in America. But this intersectionality thing, the women, the black women in particular, are coming up on the short end of the stick. And the guys have tried to warn the sisters about, tried to tell y'all these people don't have your best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? Young Jay, what's popping? Michael, what's happening? Dad said, thank you. I'm glad you caught me, man. I'm doing things a little bit differently again. So, how life is. So now, you know, I think a lot of the times the women are frustrated because you want, some of y'all want purposely and inadvertently, Tide, what's happening? Wanted to see what it was like to be in a black man's position, and now you in it. And it's not all the way there yet, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there because you know the women are starting to realize gender issues don't really. How can I say this? Gender issues don't really necessarily benefit black women because gender issues are women's issues, and the problem with women's issues is it's what is that, trickle down economics. So gender issues normally mean white women gonna eat first and trickle down from there. Champ, what's happening? So, and also that means the alphabet community is going to eat off of that too, and they don't have to be in the same gender. So the lesson that was learned by the men, the women are getting it in different ways. I was listening to the radio, while I was working, and I was like, and it was like, the black female vote, the black female vote. And this is the thing. Black men have been treated differently than black women. We're in the same group. We're definitely together, but we have been treated completely differently. And what it looks like is, the women tried to separate themselves of, you know, I'm not like them. I'm different from them. And the more you separated yourself from black men, the more you got treated. You getting treated like black men because people didn't take, you know, how can I say this properly? Race is a lot of race is a big part of America's issues. So when you're black, you're not like every other group who, in some ways, can bend the knee and either assimilate or be accepted as white. So just like I was watching Fargo, you know, just by happenstance, and there was a scene in there. I get this new season with Chris Rock. There's a scene in there where him and the Italians make an alliance, and making an alliance, the guy thought he was better than him. Kareem, what's happening? Elise, what's going on? And the guy thought he felt like he was better than him. And Chris Rock told the guy, I can read signs, man. Like the sign says no blacks and no Italians. So don't act like, somehow you're better than me. And I think what winds up happening is we're at that point now. V Dub, what's happening? Man, I don't watch TV like that, but I'm gonna watch Fargo from the beginning, V Dub, because I know it's like 3 or 4 different seasons, but they're completely different. I'm gonna check that out. So looking at it, I'm like, okay, when you try to separate yourself, that's gonna become, an issue because really you isolate yourself. Because I looked at it, Kane, what's popping? Because I look at it like this: if even with this presidential election, if Republicans win, black men are gonna be vilified because y'all didn't vote Democrat or y'all voted for Trump. All right. If Democrats win, it's gonna be it was the power of the black woman and the black woman vote. So that being said, the black men we're the bad guy regardless. We either the bad guy or we're not even involved. But also because of that, you know, there's a definite line drawn in the sand with the conservative woman in the sisterhood, the conservative, versus the liberal woman in the sisterhood. So the issues of race are going to ultimately be in the sisterhood, and then you're going to be the odd man out. So as the odd man out, now you're going to know what it's actually like to be the odd man out with, theoretically, no support system, because people are going to assume that, what? They'll say, other groups, and even in our group, say the black woman has went her own way in a sense. So in going your own way, there is no support system. You're done. That's what it is. You're done. Like you support your sister support you. And I started thinking about the frustration of it because with the thing that just happened with Breonna Taylor, right? There's another video out of a lesbian woman. She's more of a just the ones that I think the stud. That's the ones that dress like a dude. So she got put in a squad car. They hog-tied her, and she fell. And if anybody know what hog-tied is, your hands are cuffed behind your back, your feet are cuffed in a sense, and cuffed to your hands. So hog-tied. She she fell out of the seat into the floor of the squad car, and they was riding for 20 minutes. She was pleading to help her and let her up, and she can't breathe. She don't want to die in the back of a squad car. And because of the video now, they fired the cop, but he wants to get reinstated. And whoever the chief or whatever was like, they were not going to reinstate that person because they felt like that was a form of torture. But here's the thing. This is something they would normally do to a woman in general. You notice the flip side of that is the young white lady who got arrested by the black cop for not wearing her mask at, I guess, a high school game. And at first, this guy was getting death threats, right? Because she wouldn't comply. The hypocrisy of that, though. But it's at the point where, law enforcement will lie, will kill, and feel like they're justified, and will go home and have a nice steak and a beer if a black woman gets killed by the police, law enforcement. The same law enforcement that guys will say that you call on black men to get us, quote unquote, in line. So the frustration is, there is no protection. No, I didn't hear that. I don't think that's a good idea, because I don't think Russell Wilson want his daughter to be in her 20s and get shot. So, maybe somebody that's alive at that age, I'm not, and even using her as an example, she got vilified in her death. And I said it on another live. Be prepared for that. Like, there are going to be a lot of black women. You're going to get vilified for everything now. When you're right, you're going to get vilified. When you're wrong, you're going to get double vilified. And I know sisters get it. Y'all talk about, the colorism and all that other stuff. But truth is, you're starting to get treated like black men. And you're not really, and just like when black people talk to non-black people about unfairness and injustice, and they're like, you got a problem with that? You just getting a taste of it. That's, to a degree with black women, y'all just getting a taste of it. It's not, y'all not really getting it. He's not going ham yet. They're not doing it just yet. They're not, y'all haven't got to the point where the female leaders of Black Lives Matter are getting assassinated or getting locked up. What's up, Iman? Or their families being broken up. They're not getting that part yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. What's up, Don? Yeah, that's the thing, Uncle Edward. Like, the reality of the situation was she was at a time, but at that particular moment she wasn't. From the way it looks, you know what I'm saying? And this is part of the vilified things. I'm not saying she was entirely innocent either. What's up, Tank? But I'm saying there was a day back in the past where, not too long ago, when a black woman could be in that situation and it'd be said, it's a woman. How dare you? That's a woman. Coach Ali, thanks, fam. What up? Regardless of who she was associated with at whatever time, because I think the car thing happened like 3-4 years ago. So now it's like, no, chick, you like bad boys, you got, it is what it is. Just like the dudes. You should have complied. You shouldn't have been there. You should have dated somebody different. It becomes that type of issue. And now, that's what black men deal with. When you dig into somebody's past and you find out things about them that are unflattering, let me get this out of the way. They find out things that are unflattering and they use it to say you deserve it. So I think, there comes a point where the women are like, oh, we didn't think it was gonna happen like this, but it is. Now, ultimately, also, uh, with this competition with men, and this, I don't know why sisters have become, like people have talked about it, more masculine, less feminine. Well, more emulating what they think what masculinity is and less feminine. Yeah, Prometheus, you code. You know, yeah, but that's the thing, Uncle Edward. You know, it's normally a black man with somebody that say, oh, according to the police transcripts, the police said, the same police, and when brothers get it, like people, the police said it, but the police have a tricky history where, they can say whatever they want. Y'all hilarious. What's up, Ryan? You know, so now you got that part. You got that part that, in my opinion, that goes into place because now beauty is not part of the situation. Brian, what's happening? Who that? Why? Had it was happening. That exactly had it, but that's the point. Sister's gonna be to me frustrated and will be continue to be frustrated because that's what happens with black men. You know, people believe the police. What sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. You got to figure that out. But that's what's going down. But as far as the femininity thing, see, women are frustrated about, the men are looking at it like, listen, when I want to date a woman, not a woman who wants to be like, emulate, or compete with a man. So now, black women in some aspects are frustrated because you're feeling unwanted. And black men felt unwanted for a while, all the black men are dogs, the cheaters, they're no good. They can't do nothing, you can't depend on them, they'll let you down. That type of stuff. Yeah, everybody want to be in. I got you, David. What's happening? Ray was popping. So now we at this point. Patrick, what's going on? So now you at this aspect where now you start seeing women who are so frustrated for some odd reason. Now they want to be involved with men again. You know, I want to, make it work. And what does that sound like for a lot of brothers? It sounds like when guys with a, how can I say this? When the guys that were on the straight and narrow when I was a kid got made fun of, and it sounds like when the guys who weren't on the straight and narrow, they were beloved, right? And years later, now people want to come back with all of their regrets. So you got the guys who are on the straight and narrow. Some of them have left not the black community, but the black neighborhood. Faith, don't lie. Don't lie, you love us, Faith. That's why you got the little thirst trap picture up, lady. He said, look at these thighs, you want me. But, damn, I just realized I'm laughing like Steve Harvey. I ain't doing that no more. Um, yeah, they found out it's cold outside. So now, we're playing this, women are like, oh, man, I want to be a woman. I want to be this. I want to be taken care of. And now it's like, the guy's like, no, you strong and independent. To the point where I'm fast forwarding a little bit and saying this so I can get to this point. This is why you see the rise of thought culture. Because, like, you know, um, Uncle D, as they're called some people, but Dennis Sperling, you know, talked about, the thoughts and thugs is the same real culture. They had the thugs in the 80s and 90s, and they had the thoughts were bubbling, but but it wasn't like that they were there. But now it's more, not just, it's more publicized as a norm now. What's up, Tiff? And now you're seeing what happened at the end of the thought culture, because you're seeing women who are on the forefront of it, say like your Lil Kim, your Foxy Browns, you know, y'all don't know where none of them loop dances at, but the single mothers who were heavily involved in Freaknik and Black Bike and Kappa Beach Party type ladies, you know what I'm saying? Now you're seeing the downfall of that. But at the same time, you're seeing people say, forget it. If it makes me money, I'm going to go all out doing it. Because, sexuality is their drug to sell. So now you know, they're not dope boys, but they thought girls, you know what I'm saying? So you see this, and you see people pushing it and pushing it. What's up, LaShawn? You see people pushing it and pushing it. You know what? Adina Howard, I forgot about her. You know, you see people pushing it and pushing it. And I will say with the ladies, the turnover of it not working out is, in some ways, it's faster because, how can I say this? The guys will get put in jail or killed. The women are still living. So why is it they don't have a jail to put them in to have regrets, you know? But what they do have is the wall. You know what I'm saying? So the wall has become the equivalent to jail. And for a lot, just like jail for a lot, there's no coming back. So you got people who all they can do is sell a drug of choice, which is sex. And they're frustrated because it doesn't reap any returns like that. Yeah, yeah. OnlyFans, I get you. What's up, Emmanuel? So now people are frustrated. Ricardo, what's happening? Hold up, player. You know. Uh you know what? I don't think I could do it on this one. Hold up. I'm on my phone, Ricardo. So I'm gonna have to do that joint one of these days when I'm, let me see, hold up. I don't think so. No, I can't do it right now, bro. But I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done when I'm on my computer at home and I do this, I'm gonna get it done. That's why I haven't gave anybody enrich in a long time, because I just do it from StreamYards on the phone. So, but I got you. But the frustration lies in when, I think the ladies have got to the point where they've done pretty much everything the men have done in the problem. You know, Stucco, what's happening? You know, so now they're at that point where black men was like, we done all these different things. You know, we're just not getting our just doing society. And now it's coming to the point where women are starting to have a good understanding of this is what it is. It's not, America is not an a meritocracy. You know, it's a democracy. Stucco, I ain't doing the call in. What you talking about? You know, super chat that question and still get a no. How about that? But this is what things was going on, because these women are trying to figure out how to get a bag. Now marriage is a way to get a bag. OnlyFans is a way to get a bag. Go to school to get an education. I'm gonna get a bag. Like they're chasing the money so much that ultimately they're still not seeing the success that they want because of how America's set up. Even you get to go the political route and you feel like, say people like Candace Owens are, some people selling out to get a bag, right? Which you can say. Then you got people like Megan Thee Stallion who's thotting it up to get a bag, right? So people are picking their lanes, you know. the women that play sports, the money ain't necessarily in it like that. Tony, what's happening? You know, money ain't in it like that. And going up the corporate ladder is interesting because working in corporate America at this particular juncture is just working inside in an air conditioned environment. That's what working in corporate America is. It's not. You can be working in retail in this corporate America. You can be working in fast food in this corporate America. So it becomes a bit of a lie, a half truth. So now the women are figuring out, oh man, this American dream is hilarious. It ain't working for me. I thought all I had to do was ditch these men and go get it, go work hard and get an education. I'm going to get it together. No, because even the women still can't afford it. Women have buying cars that they can't fix. They buying homes that they can't take care of. So if they got a home, what you're gonna need to do is pay a mechanic or pay somebody to do your yard or pay somebody to fix your appliances, pay somebody to fix your roof, your this, your that, and the third. So ultimately, being a woman is not as cost effective anymore. It's not cost effective because the black men's issue was when we get something, other people try to destroy it. They break it. They mess it up. So now, because it's women and women in general, women break stuff in general because they just don't know how to maintain, you would say, necessities. Just don't know how to maintain necessities. What's up, pretty gangster? Yeah, it's the title. You know, at least I don't even know what the cloud thing mean. I really don't. I really don't. Hold up. So now they're seeing what it's like to, in a sense, start from scratch over and over and over and over again. Just like black men was doing. Start from scratch over and over and over and over again. Now this idea isn't so far-fetched where, oh man, you got to be excellent for an extended period of time just to get half as much as other people in American society. You know, when sisters enter into business, a lot of the women don't talk about getting overcharged for products. You know, they are trying to buy things in bulk, and even when I was talking to my woman about this, because she had a business at a time, and she said, she had to learn that too, where she found out that she was getting the one high price, and her non-black female friends in that same industry was getting a different price. So they was trying to price her out of the market. And so now the women are starting to see that, like, the guys weren't lying about how they're trying to, even in distribution, there's a different America. It's not, oh, this is $100 for this item across the board. No, it's $100 for this person. It's 75 for this person, and it's 125 for you. That's what it is. So now you gotta it's not inflation that you also gotta worry about. It's price gouging. You gotta account for price gouging. For a when you're buying wholesale. You know, I get you on that, Ryan. So now it's like, okay, and on top of that, you know, because of I would say the backlash and the not just backlash, but because some people think, sometimes women think it's just black tax. Sisters didn't have to deal with a black tax because the men were getting smacked with it all the time because most of the time, when that was happening, we were married or the men were just single men. But now the women are getting it. So getting to the point where some women think, the backlash of being strong and independent. Sometimes it's a backlash because you had an attitude when you chose to be, when you walked around telling everybody you didn't need men. But on the flip side of that, it's not a backlash. There's some people like, okay, you strong, you're independent, you need nobody. I'm gonna take you for your word. I'm not helping you. And the assumption that, man, I'm not gonna get no help. Well, you said you got it, so you got it. I'm not gonna let you say you got it and then quit in the middle and say you don't got it, and I'm gonna help you because you might just wind up get back on your feet and say you got it again and have the same attitude. So just do you. So what goes along with that a lot of people are not taking into consideration sometimes is the frustration. Jeez, hold on. I got you. Yeah, all right. You too. So what winds up happening is we got a society where the women are not going to get off the hook anymore. Not going to get off the hook whatsoever. There's no guy to come in and help you. There's no guy to come in and what do you call that? No guy to subsidize your situation. There's no guy who's gonna come in and marry you and fix it all. Now it's all on you. All on you. So much so that now you stressed out like the guys. Now these women are having, when the money's not right, they're having mental issues because the money ain't right. Because they can't get it together, or they're behind. Now they're having, now they're the ones who are drinking and more, smoking, doing drugs more. So this is what happened with the guys. This is what happened with the men. The men had so much pressure on their back. They started drinking. They started smoking. They were super stressed out. They started looking old as a mug. They started, running the streets and looking for some type of, um, release or escape. So, part of this obesity is the stress of learning that it ain't that easy to be it ain't that easy to be in a black man's position. And when women get stressed out, a lot either they lose weight or they gain weight. Normally they gain weight from overeating. You don't just get stressed out and just gain weight. You get stressed, you gain weight because you know, you gorging yourself to death. So ain't artificial. Man, oh yeah, I ain't doing that. Yeah, Ricardo. The guys we're not getting married to let you get into our retirement funds. Now it's all on you. Plus the kids situation. You know, a lot of times you got women who are working moms, and in the beginning, it was my mom was working. She's a single mom. She was working a job, 2, 3 jobs to provide for me and my siblings. What is basically evolved into is the archetype for a father who's in the house, who lives in the house, but he's not involved with the kids because he works so much. Or you could be in the house, but you might not be around the kids because all he do is work all the time. He don't really interact with the kids. So now, the mother is in that role. Like a lot of moms don't interact with their kids like that because they're too busy working. Is it? I forgot about that, CJ. I don't know. I forgot all about that. I'm getting old, player. I need that ginkgo biloba. So now, the women are going to be looked at as deadbeats because the kids are out of. You're saying the kids are out of pocket because they're predominantly raised by mom, and the mom's the best parent, and all these kids are not prepared for life. Guess who's the blame? Just like dads was the blame, because the difference is dads can't be the bad guy now because moms aren't looked at as modern day single mothers and working mothers aren't looked at as women who got left or abandoned. They're looked at as women who probably chose not to co-parent, you know, probably chose not to co-parent. So why am I going to trust your word? You know, this is your situation. You got it. You deal with it. So now, you know, on the flip side, these mothers, who have multiple kids by multiple guys. So that means, two kids by two different men and up, right? That means now she's the equivalent to dad having another family across town, except that family that she got in house. So now you want to be, now you learning what it's like to be a guy. Then you seeing some of these, some of the women out here dating practices. They want to, get around like the quote unquote players did, right? So now you're seeing more women who are exploring their dating options, whether that's dating multiple men or, being older women dating younger men or, being women who are well established, dating men who are not well established. So now, being women who wanted to be in a man's position and now they and 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 now they're dating men in a woman's position or women in a woman's position, and now you're frustrated because you thought it was something different. Now they coming to you. Now you a sugar mama. You know, now you the one that you got to deal with everybody's issues, and you're looking at them like this shouldn't even be an issue. You just don't want to deal with life, so you want to live off of me. You getting women trying to have with it polyamorous relationships now, and they starting to realize, you know, it, you know, you about to get with two dudes that you're gonna have to take care of. See, you're gonna have to take care of them. You're gonna have to sexually please both of them. You're gonna be in the mix. D'Angelo, what's poppin'? David, what's happening? So now you that dude. Yeah, that's you see that right there? Right, that's messed up. George, what's up, big temptation? So now, now you're dealing with these situations where, the ladies are frustrated because now I got to be the man and the woman, but you can't be the man because you losing your mind trying to be what you think the man is. It ain't as easy as it look. Men make manhood look easy because we groom for it, and we got to go through the bumps and bruises. These women don't know nothing about that. Nothing, nothing. You know. So now, even with the relationship part, it's hard to be a player. Women are horrible players, by the way. I know y'all are great cheaters, but you're horrible players. Horrible. You know, I know y'all could cheat well, but here's the thing. Y'all got so many telltale signs that you're dealing with somebody. You can't be the same person with 3, 4 different people. You can't do it because you're always comparing one to the other and you treat them all differently. Stupid self. So now that was what guys was trying to be. You couldn't. They learned that being a player. Look, I got to be the same dude. I got to be the same dude. I just can't take it to the same spots I take everybody. But I got to be the same dude because if I'm not, I'm gonna have problems. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was about to talk about, LaShawn. You know, the Cougar game and all that. Now you got guys securing the PS5 and the Xbox look like a chick trying to secure the bag. And if you got to deal with a guy who using you to get a dang on video game system, oh, you just the equivalent of, I want him to take me shopping. Now you that dude. I'm pulling up in an old Cadillac DeVille, and I'm gonna take this mug to the mall, and I'm gonna get some sex because of it. It's a problem. It's a problem. You know, not to mention when you said the testosterone levels go up. Not to mention, you know, chivalry. The fact that chivalry is not really in existence anymore. These women are having an issue. Like I saw the little video when the guy was like, "Oh, they on a date," and he like, "Listen, oh, you not coming home with me? Well, you got to pay for half your meal. This what I ate. This what you ate. Dutch society. It's about to be Dutch everything. And when everything's Dutch, women gonna be like, "Oh, this is not cute. This is not cool no more. This what men got to go through. You know, this what men got to go through. You got to carry your own weight. Ain't nobody gonna carry you. So now we're gonna have these problems." Yeah, that role reversal, V Dub. Now that role reversal is frustrating, you know. And now you see, people people have their window of I'm being manly or masculine. And the thing about that with women, it becomes frustrating because what happens, and I'm gonna end it on this: men constantly see women who felt like they were powerful and strong when they were riding the wave of I think I'm on the same level as a man now because I'm doing these things. And then when those women get burned out, they get frustrated because now you've set precedents that this is who you're gonna be. For men, that's who we're gonna be for life. If you want to take on that task, just because you got a 5-10 year run at it, don't mean you get to retire. And I'm like, oh, you a woman now? You a woman now? We good now? You want to put them pants on? You gonna wear them pants for life. And the women are frustrated because you can't unpack that. It's basically the equivalent of when your child tells you, I'm sick of being treated like a kid. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm grown. And then you treat them grown. And what happens to most um, adults 22 and up? They start crying about how they wish they was a kid again. This adult thing is a trip, man. This ain't fun no more. So exactly, it ain't fun no more. But you asked for it, so be careful what you wish for. Because you just might get it, and that's it. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night. What's up, Ben? Peace, Tank. We out.